Alright, so here's the deal. As you watch this video right now, Call of Duty Warzone is live. It is live for everyone who has Modern Warfare. So what you're seeing on screen here is 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Anyone who has Modern Warfare can download Warzone early. It's going to be a 15 to 20 gigabyte download for those who have the game. For those of you who don't, you can start downloading the game at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or noon. This is an 80 to 100 gigabyte download. In other words, a massive ass download. But for everyone, as of today, it is going to be free to play, and I'm willing to guess that the servers are probably going to be a bit of a mess. Call of Duty has never, ever done this big of a launch for a free-to-play game, so I'm guessing the servers are going to be crazy today, but fingers crossed, hopefully everyone can get in, because I'm excited for all of you to play the game. But in today's video, at least this video, we are going to be talking about the new game mode in Warzone called Plunder. It is on the Battle Royale map, it has 150 people, and it is a completely respawn game mode. Now, I will have a video coming out later today with details on the entire update and what it changed in both Modern Warfare and Warzone, so that'll come out in a little bit. And as soon as that video goes live, I'm actually going to be live streaming over on Twitch. It'll be the first link down in the description, so if you don't already follow me on Twitch, hopefully you can check out the live stream later today. Now, for the rest of this video, let's talk about Plunder. What is Plunder? So once again in Plunder, you're going to play in your group of 3 people. So teams of 3, trios, whatever you want to call it. But the goal isn't to be the last team alive. It is to have the most money by the end of the game. Now, since I played Plunder, they've actually changed the rules a little bit, but I'm going to go over how it's going to work today as of launch. So Plunder is all about cash. Get the most money, and by the end of the game, have more than any other team that you're playing against. Now, there are a bunch of different ways of actually getting this money. Now, let's start out by talking about the difference between the Battle Royale mode and Plunder. The first major difference is, in Plunder, you don't actually have to loot for weapons. You can loot for other things, like gear and armor and stuff like that, but you don't actually have to loot for weapons, because when you spawn in, you actually spawn in with a Create a Class loadout, or as they're calling them in Warzone, drop kits. And even if you die and respawn, you still spawn back in with that drop kit. It's literally like a normal multiplayer game where every time you die and spawn, you have whatever class you have made before the game. Another really big difference is that there is no zone. There's no circle that closes. The entire map is open the entire game. And you think that wouldn't work because there would just be no way to find people because it's a huge map. But because the way the game works and the game kind of directs you to specific locations, there is actually quite a bit of gun sights. So once you've actually spawned in, your next goal is not to make sure everyone on the map is dead, it's to find and scavenge money. Now, the main ways of doing this are, first of all, you can just look around on the ground or for chests, and you will find money all over the place. In this game mode, money is way more prevalent than normal Battle Royale. Way more prevalent. So you can find it all over the ground, find it in chests. Your next way of earning this money is through challenges. Now, we talked about challenges yesterday, and they are the same type of challenges. The only difference is in Plunder, the rewards for completing the challenges are much higher. Now, there are 3 different types of these challenges, and let me just go over what they are real quick so you'll know what you're getting into. So the first challenge we have here is known as a scavenger challenge. It's denoted by the magnifying glass. You'll see them scattered all over the map. You'll see them on the mini-map. Now, once you actually pick up the challenge, it's going to give you 3 different chests that you have to go find and open, and inside each one there's going to be money, but when you get all 3, it's going to give you a prize of about $60,000 to $75,000. Now, just as a comparison, in normal Battle Royale, it'll give you a prize from around $2,000 to $4,000. So that's the major difference you're seeing there. By the way, this area that we're in right now is the Gulag, and it's honestly one of the coolest areas on the entire map. The second type of challenge is known as a recon challenge. It's denoted by like a little flag, almost kind of like a racing flag. And the recon challenge is probably the easiest. You go to a location and sit on it like a hard point or a headquarters until you capture it, and then it gives you your monetary reward. The last type of challenge is known as an assassination challenge, and this one's denoted by kind of like the sniper reticle. And this one, it will give you an individual player that you need to kill in a set amount of time. Now, once you pick it up, you have to go and kill that person, or you don't get the reward. There's no penalty for not doing it. So whenever you see one of these, you might as well pick it up. Now, on top of that, it will also show you on your minimap the exact location of this person, or at least a little yellow circle where they're around. And you go there, you find them, you kill them, you get the money. Now, the final way of earning money, and in my opinion, the best way of earning money, is with supply drops. So in this game mode, supply drops will randomly drop in with big amounts of money inside them. And if you get a vehicle, you can actually roam around the map looking for these things. And they're denoted by like a green money sign and a green area on the map, and that is where they will be. They give you a lot of money and they drop in pretty frequently. So honestly, one of the best ways to earn money fast in this game mode is to just go around in a helicopter looking for these supply drops. And the final way to get money is randomly throughout the game, attack choppers are going to get called in. Not by any individual, but just called in. And if you shoot them down and kill them, you then get a big sum of money. I believe it's the biggest sum of money you can get at once is by taking out an attack chopper. So that's a really good way to get money, but the attack choppers will literally destroy you. So you really got to be careful when you're doing so. It's also important that once someone on your team has some sort of rocket launcher in their loadout, because remember, it's not something you scavenge. You literally can create your classes before you start the game. Well, now that you've got a lot of money, people are going to be trying to take it from you. You see, the top 3 teams are actually marked on the map in red that have the most money throughout the game. So if they're carrying a lot of money, they're going to be marked on the map in red, and if you go kill them, you can take their money. Not all of their money, but a pretty decent chunk of it. But at the same time, that also means if you die, people are going to be able to take your money as well. Now, at the same time, there is a way to actually protect your money and turn it in so that you don't lose it. And what that is around the map, there's going to be locations marked with green piggy bank. These are basically evac locations, kind of similar to either The Division or Tarkov if you've played those games. If you get to these locations, call in a helicopter and wait for it to come in, you can actually put your money into a little bag and that helicopter will take it away and it is yours. No teams can take it away from you. Now, if you ask me, this kind of deposit system is a really great idea, but it has some big problems. Since there's only a couple of them around the map at a given time, whenever you go to deposit your money, there is always teams camping there because everyone's taking their large sums of money and trying to go deposit it. So if you just sit and wait there and kill them, you can just take their large sums of money and you're already at that location, so you can just deposit it right away. So my biggest problem with this game mode is that there's just a ton of people camping at these deposit locations. I think a couple ways around this would be to move the deposit locations more frequently throughout the game, or have it so that you can only deposit at certain times throughout the game. That way, everyone would have to go there at once. It would be a really big gunfight, and then the winners of that gunfight would be at a huge advantage after the fact. But if I'm being honest, as of right now, a very viable strategy for this game mode is to just camp out the deposit locations and wait for people to come to you, because if you kill everyone who's coming to deposit, you'll just win the game. Now, there is one other way to deposit money. They're with like deposit balloons. I can't remember the exact name for them, but essentially they're a little weather balloon that you can put your money into and it floats up into the air. That way you don't have to fight over that location. The problem is you're only able to deposit like $200,000 at a time into one of these balloons. Now, the final thing I wanted to talk about with this game mode is the win condition. So basically the way that this works is it's the first team to $1 million. If you look down the bottom left hand side of the screen there, you see a little bar. It says that we're in 4th place. We have $249,000. The dark gray part of the bar is the amount that we've deposited. The light gray part is the amount that our team is carrying on us. And as we get more cash, the further we move up. Remember, the top 3 teams are marked on the map with those red skulls. So if you're in the top 3, people are going to be coming for you. But when you hit $1 million, whether it's deposited or not, there will be a countdown timer that begins. I believe it is 3 minutes long. And in that time, the amount of money you earned is multiplied by 1.5. And at the end of that 3 minutes, whatever team has the most money wins. It's not necessarily the team that hit the $1 million. It could be a different team that literally went nuts in that last 3 minutes. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Plunder. Basically, I think the best strategy in this is to get some vehicles and drive around completing objectives and looking for those supply drops that come in with money. The 2 best ways to earn money are those, and if you keep doing those, and get high enough scores, people are going to come to you, and as long as you kill them, you're going to come out on top. But the key is the vehicles. Make sure you're getting vehicles, because they're the best way to get around quickly, move around fast, and if possible, use a helicopter, because that is going to be the fastest way possible. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about Plunder. That's how it works, the best strategy, and I'm curious what you guys think of it, because personally for me it's a little bit weird. It's weird to have like a whole Battle Royale map with 150 people in it, but the win condition not to be the last person alive. Even with Alcatraz in Blackout, you could respawn in that, but at the same time, the win condition was still being the last team alive. So it's weird to have like a Battle Royale style game, but looting not to really be a thing, and winning not to be the last team alive. It's just weird to get used to that. But it's an interesting mode. It's much faster than a normal Battle Royale, so I'm curious what you guys are going to think of it. Personally, I think a couple things need to be tweaked, just because there's a little bit too much camping at those deposit zones, like I was saying before. But don't get me wrong, it's still a ton of fun, and as I said before, I'm curious what you guys think of it, so let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you going to be sticking to Battle Royale? Are you going to be playing Plunder? Personally, for me, I think it's going to be a lot more Battle Royale than Plunder. I'm really excited for it. But guys, that is all I have to say about Plunder. I am so excited to be playing Warzone. Like I said, check out my Twitch down in the description. We're going to be streaming all this week. So if you want to check it out, first link down below. Also, if you're new to the channel, like what you see here, want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have notifications on. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, guys, peace out.